Hey everyone, welcome back to Olinsi Traveling. If you're new here, this channel is all about real life on the road. We travel across the United States and Canada reviewing truck stops, rest areas, travel centers, and interesting roadside locations from a truck driver's point of view. Today we're in Rhome, Texas, checking out Love's Travel Stop. Now, if you've driven through North Texas, we know this area can be extremely busy. With Dallas and Fort Worth not far away, there's a constant flow of trucks, commuters, and travelers moving through this corridor. That means a truck stop here has a big job to do. The question is this Love's a reliable place to stop, or is it one of those locations that gets overwhelmed during busy hours? Let's take a closer look. Let's start with parking. Like most Love's locations, you'll find dedicated truck parking along with a layout that's easy to navigate. During the daytime, it's usually possible to find a parking space without too much trouble. But this is Texas, and it's a busy trucking corridor. As the evening goes on, available spaces can disappear quickly. If you're planning to spend the night here, arriving earlier is definitely a smart idea. The parking lot is well organized, and maneuvering around the property is fairly straightforward. Even when it's busy, traffic generally keeps moving. What time do you usually start looking for parking at the end of your driving day? Moving over to the fuel island, everything feels familiar if you've stopped at Love's before. The diesel lanes are laid out well, making it easy to pull in, fuel up, and get back on the road. You'll also find DEF at the pump, windshield cleaning stations, and the driver amenities you'd expect from a major travel stop. Depending on the time of day, you may have a short wait at the fuel island, especially during peak travel hours. Inside, the Love store is stocked with snacks, drinks, travel supplies, and truck accessories. If you need a quick meal or fresh coffee before continuing your trip, you'll have plenty of choices. After a long day behind the wheel, clean facilities really matter. Love's has built its reputation on offering dependable showers and clean restrooms, and this location generally follows that standard. At night, the atmosphere changes. You'll hear trucks arriving, engines idling, and drivers preparing for another day on the road. It's active, but that's expected at a busy Love's. The parking lot is well lit, which adds an extra level of comfort if you're staying overnight. Like most truck stops, it won't be perfectly quiet, but that's simply part of life on the road. Now let me talk a little about driving through this part of Texas, because if you've been here before, you already know it's a completely different experience, compared to driving through small towns or quiet highways. Rhome sits just northwest of the Dallas-Fort Worth metroplex, and that means you're close to one of the busiest transportation areas in the entire state. The traffic can change fast. 1 minute you're cruising along with hardly anyone around, and 20 minutes later you're surrounded by cars, pickups, construction vehicles, and trucks all trying to get where they need to be. That's just part of driving in North Texas. One thing I've learned over the years is that, when you're getting close to a big city, it's worth thinking ahead. Instead of waiting until you're completely exhausted, it often makes sense to stop a little earlier, grab some food, stretch your legs, and give yourself a break before tackling heavy traffic. I've made the mistake before of thinking, I'll just drive another hour. Sometimes that works. But sometimes you hit an accident, construction, or rush hour, and that extra hour turns into 2. That's why stops like this become more valuable than they might seem. They're not just places to buy fuel. They're places where you can reset your day. Maybe grab a coffee. Check tomorrow's weather. Look over your route. Call your family. Or simply sit quietly for 15 minutes before getting back behind the wheel. People who don't drive professionally often think truck drivers are only focused on making miles. But experienced drivers know something different. Good trip planning is often more important than driving faster. Saving 10 minutes isn't worth arriving stressed, tired, or frustrated. Sometimes stopping early is actually the smarter decision. Another thing I appreciate about locations like this is seeing drivers from all over the country. You'll see trucks from Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, Colorado, even Canada sometimes. Every truck has a different story. Some are hauling groceries. Others are carrying construction equipment, machinery, or auto parts. Everyone is heading somewhere different, but for a little while, we're all sharing the same stop. That's one of the things I enjoy about trucking. Even though most drivers don't know each other, there's a quiet understanding between people who spend their lives on the road. You know what it's like to search for parking. You know what it's like to drive through bad weather. You know what it's like to miss holidays because you're delivering freight. It's a unique lifestyle. And that's why I enjoy making these videos. Not just to show you a truck stop, but to share a little bit of what life on the road is really like. Let me ask you, when you're planning your route, what matters most? Do you stop as soon as your hours are almost up? Or do you have a favorite truck stop that you always try to reach? I'd love to hear your thoughts down in the comments because every driver has a different strategy, and that's one of the things that makes trucking so interesting. At the end of the day, places like this aren't just dots on a map. For many drivers, they're part of a routine, a familiar stop, a place to recharge, and then it's back on the highway for another day of chasing miles. Overall, I'd say Love's Travel stop in Rhome, Texas is a solid stop if you're traveling through North Texas. It offers the services drivers expect from the Love's brand, including fuel, food, showers, and parking. The biggest challenge is simply timing. Because of its location on a busy trucking route, parking fills up as the day goes on. So if you're planning to stop here overnight, getting here a little earlier can make a big difference. Now I'd like to hear from you. Have you stopped at this Love's before? Was your experience good, or would you choose another stop nearby? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this review, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more trucking life videos from Olinsi Traveling. Thanks for riding along, stay safe, and I'll see you on the next stop.